Are you
I
ready?
got like a whole book, girl. I'm ready. Okay. It's gonna be so dry because I be nervous and shit. But like, okay. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I'm figuring it out. It makes me the most. Like nothing is better than coming home after a long day and just being by myself. Like, thank you, Jesus. I love it. So if society could be better, that'd be cool. Is I don't know an acceptable answer.
Okay, so what's your name?
I'm Breion,
And how old are you?
25.
Okay, and who are you on a soul level?
Is I don't know an acceptable answer because like I don't know. Like I'm still trying to figure that out. So
Okay.
work in progress.
Tell me a little bit about who you think you are or what you found so far.
So I have found that I do really enjoy helping people. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do with that. Like I said, I do work as a counselor now, but I want to take it to a bigger scale. Just don't know how to do that yet. What else? That's the most recent thing that I figured out. I've also recently stopped worrying about opening up. Like I told you, I'm like really an introvert. So like even this interview was like, do you really want to get in front of a camera and talk? Like it makes me nervous, but I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. So still figuring it out.
Okay. Have you always known that you liked to help people or that you wanted to help? Okay, so when did you discover that part of yourself?
So I went to school for psychology, and I decided to major, Jesus Christ, I majored in psychology, and I took an AP psychology class in 11th grade, I want to say, and that's when I was like, okay, I think learning about the brain is really cool. I want to see like why people do the things that they do and what part of your brain does that. And then once I graduated and started working in the mental health field and actually interacting with people, that's when I realized that I actually do like to work with people and interact with them, even though I am very shy. So that can be stressful at times, but I like it. So
Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you 3 categories, and I just want you to tell me which one means the most to you and which means the least and why.
okay.
So the first category is love, sex, and relationships. The next category is society, culture, and politics. And the third category is spirituality and religion.
I totally blanked out on the middle one. It was
Okay.
politics and something else. I'm sorry.
I'll repeat them.
Okay.
So the categories are love, sex, relationships, society, culture, politics,
Okay.
and spirituality and religion.
Okay.
So which means the most to you, or do you kind of, deal with most in your life, and what kind of like falls to the wayside?
I would say love, sex, and relationships are most important to me. And I think it's a lot of times when people think of love and relationships, they think of like romantic love and your partner and all that stuff. And that's cool. It is. I just think self-love and a relationship with yourself is more important than any other relationship or anything like that. Politics, I don't really care about politics. Like I know I should probably, but I don't. Religion, never been religious. Like when I was growing up, we were the family that only shows up to church on Easter.
Okay.
And that's it. And even as a kid, one thing I didn't, so I grew up Christian, and one thing I didn't understand is they said, like, if you're not saved, basically you're going to go to hell. But my thing was like, if I follow the principles of Christianity and I'm just a genuinely good person, or maybe I believe a different religion, why does that mean I go to hell? Like that never made sense to me. So religion, nah. Spirituality, I do think is important just to connect with something bigger than ourselves. What else did you say? Society. Of course I deal with it because we all live in society,
Right.
but it kind of sucks. So if society could be better, that'd be cool. Yeah, so.
Are any of these subjects like out of any of those, are any of those triggering to you? Like, are you just like, I'm not into it, and I also like will not be into it. Like I just don't want any parts of it. I know you said religion, and I know you said politics.
Yeah, like those are the two things, and it's not triggering per se for me. It's just I feel like they're bullshit. So yeah. I don't really, politics is not real. I just feel like it's all a whole bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then with religion, I don't care for organized religion. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. So
but you are spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual, but not religious at all.
So what does your spiritual life look like? Like, do you believe in God, or do you practice like just like meditating and doing your own thing?
Okay, I have started meditating. I don't believe in God, which true story. It's the first time I've actually really said that. Not my thing. I'm still figuring out what spirituality is for me. Like I said, I've started meditating, but I'm just now, I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I'm figuring it out. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get you to draw. And I just want you to pick some colors that represent your mood right now, and your mood right now and your life in general.
Okay.
Like who you are as a person. You can pick as many colors as you want to. Before I was saying 2 and people were having problems, like I don't get
like I'm only gonna pick 2 so many colors. Yeah. Okay. For my mood now, I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
Just because it's pretty. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Bright, open. I like it. And then for my life, okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
I need to get with the blue, man. So many people
I'm about to explain
pick
it to you.
blue.
I'm explaining it to you. I'm not feeling that one. Okay. So I picked blue because blue is my favorite color. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, they think blue is like sadness, and it can be, but for me, blue is just calmness, happiness, sadness. It's a lot of different things, and I just freaking love blue. So that's why I picked that for my life.
It's amazing. Everybody is so blue and calm and with the water and just like,
yes, that's me.
Like, why have I never?
That's me.
But I love it. I love it. Okay, so first question after all the rest of them questions. Okay. What makes you the most upset, or do you have any pet peeves?
I would say what makes me the most upset is when people lie. It's just so annoying to me. I like to think that I'm a pretty open person, so I just don't see why you need to lie. Like, what's your point? It's infuriating to me.
Okay. And what excites you more than anything?
Alright, this is probably gonna sound weird, but what excites me more than anything is probably just being by myself. And I'm not like antisocial, secluded, or anything like that, but I do enjoy spending time with my family and friends. That's probably the second thing that I get most excited about. But I am one of those people that just need time alone, just away from everybody and anything, just by myself with my own thoughts. That's probably what excites me the most. Like, nothing is better than coming home after a long day and just being by myself. Like, thank you, Jesus. I love it.
That's good though, because some people don't know how to be alone, and some people need people. So that's actually a blessing,
right? Because then you end up with anybody around you because you just don't want to be alone. But I'm perfectly fine being by myself.
Okay. What are you most afraid of?
What am I most afraid of? Maybe I would say dying without feeling my purpose. Since like if I was to die tomorrow, I didn't even know what my purpose was. So, yeah, that's probably my biggest fear. Yeah. Okay.
If you could make a face that explains you as a person, like if you were a facial expression, what would it be?
Probably like. Does that count? Cause like cause I make that face for numerous reasons, multiple times a day. So.
What does that face mean?
Okay, like, so that's the face I make when I do something stupid. Like, usually say something stupid, cause like, you know how you like, let's say you want to see a movie, and they're like, enjoy the movie. I'm the person that says, you too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you about to stand right out
Right,
here.
and then for like 5 minutes, I'm like, bruh, that didn't make sense.
I feel so bad.
Right. So that's the face I make when I do something stupid. When someone else does something stupid, which is also frequently.
Right.
Yeah, those are the two main times I use that, which is a lot.
Okay. Okay. Explain to me what social media is to you. What do you think about it?
I would say social media is just like entertainment because it's not real. Like no one's going to post their biggest fears or the shittiest thing that happens to them all day on social media. They're gonna post what they want you to see, which is their best. So it's entertainment. Don't take it too seriously at all. And I don't know if you noticed, but I barely freaking post on social media. So.
Right.
So it's not too important to me, just entertainment.
Okay. What do you feel will restore connection in our generation? Like, what do you think that we can start doing?
I think just being honest, and not even just being honest with other people, but it really starts with being honest with yourself. You can't be honest with others if you don't even know what you're really going through, what you're really feeling. I think that's what we need is honesty.
Okay. What's the hardest conversation you've ever had to have?
Oh, Jesus. What is the hardest conversation I've ever had to have? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna go with something that was recent. I don't know if it was the hardest thing, but it was hard.
It was hard.
Yeah. So this was probably probably like a year ago at this point. My grandmother, her health is not great, and she was living on her own, and she struggles with alcoholism. So it was like December, and she had called me over to take her to the store because she can't take herself. Like she can barely, at this point, she couldn't even really walk too well, so she couldn't drive either. So I take her to the store, she gets her groceries, and then we get back to her apartment. No, on the way back to the apartment, she asked me to stop at the liquor store. And I said no. And this was weird right there because telling my grandmother no was just a little bit different.
Right.
But I told her no and kept driving to her apartment, and she got so mad. She's just like, take me to the liquor store. And I said no. So we got all the way back to her apartment, and I start taking the groceries out the car to take it up to her apartment, and she goes and walks over to her car. So I'm like, where are you going? And she said, well, you wouldn't take me to the liquor store, so I'm going to take myself. And I'm like, Grandma, it's ice outside, you can barely drive, I'm not waiting for you to come back. You asked me to take you to the store because you were scared of slipping and falling. So why would you leave? And she's like, well, because, you know, I want my alcohol, it's not a problem, blah, 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 blah. And long story short, it got to the point where, like, we're in the parking lot, and I'm basically screaming at my grandmother, like, if you love me, please do not go to the liquor store. Like, don't you care about, you know, hurting yourself? And she's like, no. And I said, okay, but don't you care how, you know, that would affect me and Mommy? Like, we care about you, and we don't want you to get hurt. And she's just like, no, I don't care. And I remember I called my mom crying and screaming. Like, Grandma basically just told me going to get alcohol is more important than her hurting herself and how we feel and all of that. And my mom was just like, you know, she was just like, you know, you can't control that, which I know, like, that's crazy that I went to school for psychology. I know about addiction. I know all of that, but it's totally different when it's your grandmother. So that was probably the hardest conversation I had recently.
That's hard though.
Girl.
That's hard.
Girl. And she's like in future care right now, which is like an assisted living place. She almost got put out because my dad, for some reason, brought her alcohol.
Oh, God,
and then, and when she comes to my house, like, for a visit, she's like, where's my NJ? Like, yeah, so that was hard.
Okay. Switching it up a little bit. Okay. Do you have any weird habits?
Yeah. Probably the weirdest one, and I can't even explain why. I don't like it when people walk on the left of me. Like, I can't explain it. It just feels like wrong. Like something bad is going to happen. I'm not going to be ready for it. Like, you need to be on the right. But it's weird though, because if it's 3 people, one can be here and then one can be here, and I'm in the middle. That's fine.
But if it's one person, you're like, no.
Nope.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, for a long time.
Wow.
A long time. I have a thing about doors being open. Like when I'm in the house, I close all the doors. I don't like it when they're open.
That freaks me out.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's
yeah.
just, those are probably the two weirdest things that I do. But it's a long list.
Okay. Share an embarrassing moment.
Every day. What is something that, dude, I don't know. It's like small things every day, all the time. Like I'm very clumsy. I trip all the time. Also, I like to say that I'm like an intelligent, slow person because.
Oh my god,
like,
me too.
because like sometimes it takes me a long time to catch on to stuff. So then like, yeah, so that's embarrassing and that happens probably daily. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even think of like a specific thing because I embarrass myself every day, but I finally got to the point where it's not like, it doesn't stress me out as much. It's kind of like, okay, you're an idiot. Move on. Like,
Right.
I don't sit on it forever, so.
Okay. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Okay, the craziest thing I ever seen was when I was interning at Shock Trauma. I was in the 12th grade, and this, I want to say kid, because I think she was like 17. Earlier that day, somebody had called asking if a girl was at the hospital because they couldn't find her, and they said no. And then a little bit later, this patient came in, it was a hit and run. And by the time I got over there, she was basically dying. And
Oh my god.
so like a few minutes later, she actually passed away. And the doctor was like, you can actually like see her brain matter. Like, do you guys want to come see it? And like the people I was with was like, yeah, sure, let's see it. And I'm standing there like, why the hell would I want to see this woman? Well, not even woman. This teenager's brain that was just hit by a car. No, I'm good. Like, but just watching them try to save her life was crazy. Like, crazy. And that was, yeah, 12th grade. So that was a while ago.
Do you know if they ever caught the person?
They did. They ended up contacting the parents, and it was a whole thing. But it's still like, you can just hit somebody and keep going.
That's
and I really
that's
think she was
heavy.
about like 17-ish maybe. She was really young. I remember that. And I just remember like thinking when her mom was calling around the hospitals because they couldn't find her, I'm like, yo, people are fucked up. Like, yeah, that's probably the craziest thing.
Okay. Who do you look up to?
I don't know if I look up to one person. I think it's just kind of like traits and qualities in people that I look up. Well, not look up to, but that I like. Like my mom, I admire her for her strength, and she's literally will do anything for the people that she cares about. I can't think of one time in my 25 years of life where I needed my mom and she wasn't there. And then my dad, he's a hard worker. Like he, all my life, has done whatever he needs to do to provide for his family, which is something that I kind of took after from him because I don't know why the hell I work as much as I do. I just do.
You work a lot,
right.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of like small things I take from people that I look up to.
Okay. What don't you want to tell people but know you should share because it will help someone else?
Dang, girl, you're not playing with these questions. Okay. Okay, one more time.
What don't you want to tell people but you know you should share it because it'll help someone else?
I don't know. I guess I would say something that I guess I've struggled with is just myself. Like I've always, like, okay, I said I've never really had any like big traumatic events. I've never been through any like deep shit, I guess, in my opinion. But like it's been hard accepting myself. Like I would try to be something, like I spent a long time like hiding my emotions, acting like, you know, I don't have any emotions, so you can't hurt my feelings. I don't care about anything. And that's just not the case. That's not me. So I guess would have a hard time showing people my vulnerability and my flaws and weaknesses. But I think that it's important that people do, because a lot of us have the same flaws, the same weaknesses, the same insecurities, and sometimes when you have someone that you can talk to about it, it makes things a lot better. Like, I really spent years not talking to people. Like, you know, I'm talking like my best friends, my mom, my parents, and there would be days where, like, I would just be so upset. Like, I would be in a shitty mood for days, crying, couldn't tell you why, but it was just because I spent so long just like, okay, none of this matters. You feel this, it's not real, it's okay, get over it, and not really processing my emotions or any of that. So, does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's all I got.
Be vulnerable.
Yeah,
Show feeling.
that you got it.
If money wasn't an issue, like, what does your dream life look like? Like, where would you be right now? What would you be doing?
Okay, if money was an issue, I would be somewhere new, like, every month. I think I would travel nonstop. That's the main thing. I would just travel a lot, spend more time with my family, my friends, just really be free and not have to worry about, damn, I gotta go to work so I can pay this bill. Like, you know, like, I would literally just do whatever the hell I want, which would be traveling. So,
what do you have to say to the world? You can say anything you want.
I think I would say to the world and people is just be more aware of the fact that your experience is not everyone's experience. I feel like a lot of people are really closed-minded and they can only focus on themselves, what they're going through, what they feel. But, like, there's so much more to the world, and if you kind of keep that in mind, maybe you'll be a nicer person, because everybody is going through shit. So, like, try not to add to other people's shit. Just be more considerate and open-minded in general. Yeah, I would go with that.
Try not to add to other people's shit. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay, show us what you drew.
All right, well,
and then you're not finished.
I'm not. And it's ugly.
No one ever finishes. It doesn't look ugly.
This is my little thing. It was gonna be like a whole bunch of petals. I was gonna hit it with the blue after I did this round, but, you know, I just didn't finish it. It would have been alright.
Okay, does it have any meaning, or you just like flowers?
Oh, girl, no, that's just all I can draw. I could have drew, like, you know, that like picture with the sun in the corner and some grass. Like, my art skills are low, so
It's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
It was awesome.
That was hilarious.
Not nearly as scary as I thought it was. It was actually fun. So, okay, this is Breion, and thank you for watching in the flesh. And it's awesome. So, okay.
I love that.
Okay, cool. Because, yeah.